So we're gonna go ahead and get started again. Make sure you get those responses in the Nearpod. You have 5 minutes to complete. Go ahead and get started on the do now. Chat me if you have any questions. You have about 3.5 more minutes. You'll see the timer is also on the Nearpod. Awesome results so far. Awesome results on the do now so far, you guys. You have 2.5 more minutes. Awesome, Jilly, you got a 100%. Ninety more seconds to finish up. Don't worry, when we're done, we will review the correct answers. You have 20 more seconds to finish up. Awesome. That is time. Okay, for number one is B. Number 2 is C. Number 3 is C. Number 4 is D. And number 5 is B. So it goes B, C, C, D, B. Awesome responses. Congrats to Mahmoud and Jalasia for 100%. Really, really well done. But also lots of 4s out of 5s, which is a great sign for comprehension of all of the important things that happen in the progressive era. On your Nearpod, you should see the overall data for our class, which is a really great sign in terms of getting ready for the AP exam and the IA next week. Okay, we're going to transition to our oral drill. As you'll see, I already put in on page 3 where we have our word wall, the 4 key terms that you need to review for our oral drill. So you have 3 minutes to review those 3 key terms, and then we'll come back together for an oral drill before we get started on today's documents. 3 minutes to review those 4 key terms. They are in your class packet and on the Nearpod slide. Go ahead and start reviewing. 3 minutes. Two more minutes to review those terms. One more minute. Sorry, the order doesn't match in your class packet as it does in the Nearpod. That was my bad. Okay, 15 more seconds to finish up. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Let's get started with these presidents first. Describe Theodore Roosevelt for me in the chat. What are some important descriptors of Theodore Roosevelt? Go ahead and share some in the chat. What political party is he? What things was he involved with? What matters to him? What's his background? how would you describe Theodore Roosevelt? Go ahead and share in the chat. Awesome. Kamaya, can you copy and paste that and share that publicly? Awesome. I see that he's a progressive. I see Giovanni brings up that he's a trust buster. Shakeem mentioned the square deal. Kamaya's mentioned that he's an environmentalist. I want to go back to the square deal. What is the square deal, Shakeem? What is the square deal?
Square deal was when he had mainly listened to the, I think, laborers and the companies, and so what he did was to, in order to like lead to the success of unions, like he bettered the conditions of the workplaces.
Awesome. Yes, he created this sense of communication between unions and their corporate overlords. Let's look at the other progressive president. Who is Woodrow Wilson? How would you describe Woodrow Wilson? Go ahead and share in the chat. Feel free to use negative descriptors too for Woodrow Wilson. I have a lot of feelings. Let's use academic descriptors. What is important to know about Woodrow Wilson? Go ahead and share those in the chat. Great, thank you, Caleb. Yes, that's true. Yes, I see that he is a Democrat. And not like Democrats today. He's one of those old Southern Democrats. See that he's a progressive. That Jalasia, can you copy and paste that into the full chat? Skyan, same thing. Can you share that in the whole chat? Those are both really good. Yes, so I'm seeing some mentioning of World War I. He is Southern, so he believes in segregation. During World War I, he did the 14 points, Treaty of Versailles, which I'm sure you guys remember from Mr. Quinn. League of Nations, yes. But let's think about what he does domestically. What is the 19th Amendment? What is the 19th Amendment, Kamaya?
It was to give the women the right to vote, and at first he didn't, like, he wasn't a fan, but he only passed it because the suffragists.
Exactly. The 19th Amendment gives the gives women the right to vote. Oh no. Great. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and get started with today's zoom in, specifically in the progressive movement on these progressive presidents. Mahmoud, would you mind reading our main inquiry for today? You can see it up on the Nearpod.
What are Roosevelt and Wilson's visions for the government in the progressive era? Who has a better vision for progressive America?
Awesome, thank you. Yes, so we are going to be zooming in on one document from Theodore Roosevelt and one document from Woodrow Wilson. You'll be very happy to hear it's only 2 documents for today, but then I'm going to have you guys take a stand through their own words. Who do you think has a better vision for a progressive America? In today's source tracker, we're going to be focusing on these specific aspects. I'm going to share the tracker in the chat in just a second. I want you guys to look at their POV, describe the president like we just did in the chat, historical context, what did this president do? And of course, your significant statement answering the question with the document. The link to the source tracker is in the chat. We can go ahead and pull that up. You can also find it in the classroom assignment. Thank you. I have 5 of us. Awesome. I have 10, 11. I need to have 17, 16. So I'm at 11. I need 16 of us in there. Great. Make sure you guys go ahead and get in that tracker. Go ahead and find your name for document number 1. And we will go ahead and get started. You're going to have 12 minutes, 6 minutes per document. I am going to pause us halfway through to hear what you guys have to say about Theodore Roosevelt, and then we'll go back to Woodrow Wilson. And we should be good to go. So you have 6 minutes to read document 1, which is Theodore Roosevelt. Chat me if you have any questions. Go ahead and get started. You can find it on page 4. Page 4. 6 minutes for this document. Go ahead and get started. Shout out to Giovanni and Jalasia for really thorough POV corners for document 1. 4 more minutes. Shout out to Mela and Shakeem for having really specific historical context corners. Three more minutes on document 1. 2 more minutes. "45 more seconds to finish your annotations, and then we'll move on to document 2. Okay, that is time. In order to make sure we have enough time for cumulative discourse, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna have us go ahead and switch to document 2. So go ahead and switch to document 2 if you have not done so already. And same thing as what we just did with Theodore Roosevelt, you're gonna have 6 minutes to read this document from Woodrow Wilson from the beginning of his presidency. So you have 6 minutes for document 2. Go ahead and get started. 6 minutes on document 2. Make sure you're putting your annotations in the annotation tracker. So far, I'm seeing some really good POV and historical context corners in document 2. Four more minutes on document 2. 2 more minutes. "45 more seconds to finish up on the annotation tracker." Mhm. Interesting point, Kayla. I like your significant statement. Awesome significant statements for Woodrow Wilson, you guys. Great. We're going to pause our annotations there. And in the Zoom chat, I'm going to have you guys stop and jot for 1 minute. Do not press send until I tell you to do so. So stop and jot to this question in the Zoom chat. How are Theodore Roosevelt and Woodrow Wilson's views on reform different? They're both progressives. They both pass a lot of different legislations, but how are they different? Utilizing the evidence from documents 1 and 2. 1 minute to stop and jot. Do not press send until I tell you to do so. The question is in the chat. Go ahead and get started. 1 minute, stop and jot. "15 more seconds to stop and jot." Go ahead and press send when you are ready. Go ahead and press send when you are ready. Interesting. Awesome. Really good answers to this response, you guys. Sorry, I'm reading through them. Go ahead and take 1 minute to read through each other's responses and see how that helps inform your own response. Take 30 seconds to read through each other's responses. And can I hear from Arabia and then Giovanni? Arabia, if you can go ahead and unmute. Yes, you.
I said that Theodore is more focused on helping like the laborers themselves, specifically like the poor laborers, and Woodrow is more focused on um, businesses with the government and how to make the businesses grow more than the government.
Great. Build on that, Giovanni.
I agree. I want to add that Wilson cared about like bettering the businesses and like the economy, while Roosevelt cared about bettering the environment and the government for it to be like better suitable for the people.
Awesome. So what I'm hearing is that Theodore Roosevelt is more concerned with like the progressive movements that help individual people. So like he's concerned about the Meat Inspection Act and making sure people are eating food that's not going to make them sick. And he's concerned about protecting the environment through like the Forest Service Act and the Antiquities Act. Whereas Woodrow Wilson thinks that the progressive movement should be more focused on the large businesses and how they are going to be interacting between the businesses and the government and what that relationship is. Really great work today, you guys. Today's going to be a short discourse because we have an extended exit ticket. There's going to be a short answer question on the IA exam. So today you are going to do a practice short answer question with the correct pacing. So go ahead and transition to today's exit ticket, which you'll see is a short answer question. So we can get some practice before the IA. You're going to have the remainder of class to submit this exit ticket. Make sure you are answering in full sentences. Make sure you're answering in full sentences. Go ahead and get started on the exit ticket. As always, once you submit the exit ticket and the classwork packet, you are free to go. And for framing, this will be graded, so make sure you are you're using the full time since this will be graded. Keep up with AP pacing, you have 9 more minutes. Kayla, once you submit your class packet, you'll be free to go. Kayla, you're free to go. Mahmoud, once you turn in your class packet, you're free to go. Alexis, once I get your class packet, you're also free to go. Jalasia, once I get that class packet, you're good to go. You guys have about 6 more minutes. Sierra and Mela, you guys are free to go. Sierra, I just need your class packet. Thanks, Jalasia, Alexis, Mahmoud, I got all your stuff. Mela, I have all your stuff.
Miss White, are you able to check my exit ticket?
Yes, Kayla, just give me 1 second, okay? Giovanni, once you submit your class packet, you're free to go. Leah, you're free to go. Yabdi, once you get your class packet in, you're free to go. Ashley, you're free to go. Arabia, you're free to go. Bye, Arabia. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. About 3 more minutes to follow AP pacing. Bye, Yabdi. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. Following AP pacing, you guys would have about 2 more minutes. Thank you, Takia. You're free to go. Just make sure you turn in your class packet. Sorry, I forgot to check that part. Yeah, once you turn in your class packet, you're good to go. Okay, Kamaya, Heaven, Caleb, Shakeem, how are you guys doing? One more minute, just checking to see if you guys just are finishing up or if you're stuck. Oh, Kamaya, I just got yours. Once you turn in your class packet, you're good to go. Okay, Kamaya, I got that. You're good to go.